In this tutorial, I'll show you how to UV map a camouflage pattern to a simple model of a jet plane. I'm going to open the RedJet file. You can make the model yourself following my tutorial, or you can download the file from my website. When you're using textures, you need plenty of light, so I'm going to duplicate the light. I'm going to press G to put the light in the corner, and then hold down Shift and press D to duplicate the light. Put that in that corner, Shift and D again, Shift and D for the final duplicate. I'm going to zoom back using the mouse wheel in the front view. I'm going to press G to grab and put that light underneath the plane, and the opposite light, G to grab and put that underneath the plane. I'm going to the view menu and I'm going to toggle quad view. I'm going to the view menu and I'm going to view top. I'm going to drag on the white diagonal lines in the top right hand corner to open up a new window, and I'm going to make that new window a UV image editor window. I'm going to zoom in with the mouse wheel, select the plane, go into edit mode, turn shading to texture. I'm going to turn off the 3D manipulator widget. I'm going to go into face select mode. I want to select the wing, but it's not selecting. If that happens, it's usually because limit selection to visible is off, so turn that back on, and now I can select the wing. I'm going to go to the image menu and I'm going to open the image of the camouflage. I'm going to zoom back with the mouse wheel. Now the image is mapped to the wing but not very well, so I'm going to go to the mesh menu, UV Unwrap and project from view, and our view of the wing is projected onto the image file. I'm going to press A to select all and S to scale to make that bigger, and G to grab to move that around until I've got a nice mapping. I'm going to select the tail, and I can pick the image up from this button, and again mesh, UV Unwrap, project from view, A to select all and move that round, G to grab to get a nice mapping. Now for the body of the jet. I'm going to select a face from the back of the jet, holding down the Alt key. Because the Alt key is held down, a ring of faces is selected. I'm going to hold down Shift to extend the selection and the Alt key and select a face from the middle of the jet, and again a ring of faces is selected. And with Shift and Alt held down, a face from the front of the jet. I'm now going to the mesh menu, UV Unwrap, and this time cylinder projection. The image hasn't been linked to the faces, so I'm going to select the image again, and now it has. I'm going to zoom back using the mouse wheel. I'm going to press A to select all, and I'm going to press S for scale and Y for the Y direction and shrink that down. I'm going to zoom in using the mouse wheel. I'm going to select this stray vertex, press G to grab, X for X direction and put that back. I'm going to try and pick up this stray vertex, G to grab, X for X direction and put that there. This one, G, X to move that back. I'm going to press B for B select and drag G to grab, X for X direction and put those there, and select a vertex, then B for B select, G to grab, X for X direction and put that there, tidy that up. A to select all, S to scale, shrink that down a little bit. Now if I go into object mode, we can have a look at the mapping, and that's pretty good. There is unfortunately a seam at the bottom. There isn't horizontal tiling. I'm going to the view menu and I'm going to view right. I'm holding down Shift and I'm dragging with the middle mouse button to pan. I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to select the tailpiece. Click this button to display the camouflage image. I'm going to go to mesh, UV Unwrap and project from view. I'm going to press A to select all and S to scale and get a nice section of the camouflage pattern. I'm going to the View menu and View Left, selecting the tailpiece, display the camouflage image, Mesh UV Unwrap, Project from View, A to select all, S to scale, and G to grab to find a nice section of the pattern. In the View menu, I'm going to toggle Quad View. Dragging to the right on the white diagonal lines, I'm going to close up the UV image editing window. I'm going to go into object mode, and I'm going to zoom back in the top view using the mouse wheel, and I'm using Shift middle mouse button to pan. I'm going to select the camera and press G to grab and move that back. And with the camera selected, I'm going to press R to rotate, followed by X again, and that rotates the camera about its local X axis. I'm going to the render button, and I'm going to render the image, and we get a red jet. Change the window back to a 3D view. The reason we didn't get the camouflage was we hadn't set up the material texture, so select the plane and I'm going to click the material button. Red jet, I'm going to change the name of the main material to camo, short for camouflage. The diffuse color is red, but that will be overwritten by the texture, so I'm going to go to the textures button. I'm going to add a new texture. I'll call the new texture camo as well. That must be of type image, and I'm going to click both. I can pick up the image by clicking this button, and the most important is to change the coordinates to UV. Now if I go to the render button and render image, we get our camouflage texture. I'm going to call that end of part 1 of the tutorial. In part 2 I'll show you how to colour the underside of the jet. If you want to download the model of the red jet, you can get it from my website www.freemovies.co.uk at the Blender channel there. Bye for now.